I have 4 other kids that I have to pay child support for as well. And being that I'm unemployed, I don't really have the means to pay that and that.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
This is a fully contested hearing, so I am just going to take testimony. Ms. Holmes, can you please state your full name?
Yes, ma'am. LaGeorgia Holmes.
Name and age of your children.
Raheen D. McCrae Jr., and he's 3.
And how is he covered for insurance?
Right now through Medicaid until April.
Is it true that the father currently lives in California?
From what I'm aware, yes.
And are you aware of if he works?
Last time I checked, yes, ma'am, he does work. He told me around like September that he drove trucks.
Would you be in agreement to be named joint managing conservators with the father?
No.
Are you unable to make decisions together with him?
No, can't make decisions together.
Okay. Are you guys able to talk about the children at all, about the child at all?
No, ma'am, he's unable to stay focused on the betterment of the child.
Okay. So you're requesting to be named sole managing conservator?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The father's making minimum wage for California, which is $16.50. And using that, the state's asking for child support to be set at $332 a month beginning April 1st, 2025. Are you in agreement for that?
Yes, ma'am.
The state's asking for medical support to be set at $26 a month beginning April 1st, 2025. Are you in agreement to that?
Yes, until it's modified.
Okay. The state's calculating retroactive child support in the amount of $13,044 with a repayment of $150 a month beginning April 1st, 2025. Are you in agreement to that?
Not fully, but yes.
Do you want him to pay less?
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about as far as the retro amount, because earlier I was told that it was going based off of Texas minimum wage because he didn't have a job at the time, but I know for sure that he had jobs. He does a lot of under the table jobs. So I think it's being calculated off the wrong thing.
So you want his repayment amount to be higher?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware of Mr. McCrae having, if he has any other children?
Yes, I'm aware.
And you're aware that he has 4 other children?
Yes, ma'am.
And that we use that amount to calculate all the support amounts. Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you asking for your phone number and address not to be included in today's order?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have safety concerns with Mr. McCrae having your address?
Yes, ma'am.
Has there been acts of family violence in the last 2 years between you and Mr. McCrae?
Um, we haven't had any physical, we only been on the phone, so verbally, yes, but physically, no, because we haven't been in person in the last 2 years.
Okay. Do you have safety concerns with Mr. McCrae having access to your phone number through the order?
For the verbal, yes, I do. But
Okay.
I'm willing to allow him to communicate with me through phone, only through text. I do not want to talk on the phone with him, only through
Okay.
text.
Are you willing to communicate through a court-ordered app
Yes, ma'am, I am.
like My Family Wizard?
Yes, ma'am.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, call your next witness.
Mr. Thank you. Mr. McCrae, can you please state your full name?
Raheen D. Agent McCrae.
Sir, are you currently living in California?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long have you lived in California?
Like 2 years.
Okay. Sir, are you making minimum wage for California, which is $16.50?
No, I'm currently unemployed. I'm a
You're
full-time
currently,
student.
you're currently unemployed.
Yeah, I'm a full-time student.
Sir, are you in agreement for the mother to be named sole managing conservator of the child?
No,
Are you asking to be joint managing conservators with Ms. Holmes?
yes,
Are you able to communicate with her concerning your child?
yes.
Do you currently communicate with her about your child?
It's since he's been born, I've only been able to communicate with her through text message.
Okay. When's the last time you saw your child?
Um, Probably like 2022.
Would you be in agreement to be ordered to communicate using a court-ordered app?
Yes, however I can communicate.
Would you be in agreement for Ms. Holmes' address not to be disclosed to you?
I don't mind. I stay in California. It doesn't really matter to me.
Okay. Has there been acts of family violence between you and Ms. Holmes in the last 2 years?
No, besides verbally getting in arguments, there's never been any type of domestic violence ever.
Would you be in agreement to pay child support in the amount of $332 a month, beginning April 1st, 2025?
No,
And what amount would you like to pay for child support?
um, I'm not. I'm not really set on an exact amount in my head. I am willing to do my part, but I have 4 other kids that I have to pay child support for as well. And being that I'm unemployed, I don't really have the means to pay that and that.
The state's asking that you pay medical support in the amount of $26 a month. Would you be in agreement to that?
Yes,
A retroactive judgment in the amount of $13,044 was calculated from May 2021 to present to be repaid at $150 a month. Would you be in agreement to that?
that's for back. That's back pay, basically.
Yes.
No,
Have you given Ms. Holmes financial assistance towards the child?
I have not in these past 2 years of no communication, but when my son was first born, yes, I was, but I don't have proof or receipts or anything like that.
Do you have any idea of how much you've given her?
No, I don't.
Okay. Are you asking for a standard visitation for someone who lives over 100 miles, which is 1 weekend a month?
Yes.
And are you in agreement for no geographic restrictions since you live in California?
Oh yeah, I don't know. No geographic restriction.
And court costs are billed to you today. Are you in agreement?
That's fine.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, we're doing a judgment. Obviously, y'all reached no agreements today, so that tells me that y'all cannot reach agreements in the future either. Pretty simple here. It wasn't very complicated for us to reach some agreements today. So I'm appointing Ms. Holmes as a sole managing conservator. No geographic restrictions since you don't neither, but y'all both don't live in Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm not making a finding of family violence. There's verbal arguments are not family violence, in my opinion. I'm granting Miss Holmes' non-disclosure request. She does not need to let you know the address. Y'all gonna do My Family Wizard to communicate, so y'all both need to add that app to your phone and sign up so that y'all can communicate exclusively through there instead of through your text or through phone calls. So you need to add that on there immediately. Your child support is got to be, I mean, you have kids. I don't understand how you can just not have a job and not feel like you don't have a financial obligation to support all your kids. You're going to have to get a job, Mr. McCrae. And if you want to go to school too, you can, but you got to get a job and pay for your kids you created. So child support set at $332 a month. Medical support's $26 a month. I mean, those are no brainers. I don't know why we didn't agree on those today. You have an obligation to support your kids. You can't just wait forever. Your kids need to eat today, not 4 years from now. Retroactive judgment, $13,044, payable at $150 a month. Obviously, you haven't paid anything because you can't even tell me what you paid. So that tells me you paid zero, and y'all haven't communicated in the last 2 years. So that's pretty easy for me to decide there if y'all haven't had much communication that there hasn't been any payments. Standard visitation, court costs us billed to the father. The Attorney General's office will put that all in the court order. All payments have to be paid through the child support office. You're required to report to them where you're employed. So you need to find a job tomorrow so that we can get this done and you can support all your kids. You're done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.